Hi, and welcome back to another Papetti Math YouTube video tutorial. And today I'm going to be teaching you, yes you, Algebra 1. We are continuing on our final part of Lesson 1. This is exercise number 5, and what is a function? We've talked about our definition of a function. We've looked at real-life functions. We've looked at a set of points to determine if it was a function, and a table to determine if the table of points was a function. Our last step in this process is going to be to look at 4 different graphs and determine if those graphs are functions or not. And we're going to do this by using something called the vertical line test. Now, the vertical line test it tells a relation is a function if no vertical lines can be drawn that intersect the graph at more than one point. For example, in part A, we have a circle graph. And the vertical line test says to draw a vertical line straight up and down, that's vertical, at any point in this graph. You could draw more than one if you want. But if there's any point where you could draw a vertical line and it crosses the graph, the function, or the relation, in 2 different spots, it's not a function. So, for example, I'm going to draw this vertical line straight up and down right here. Okay, that's not vertical, but we get the idea, or should I redo it? I'll redo it one more time for good luck. Here we go. Straight up and down, there we go, close enough. And we see that this crosses in 2 spots. Not allowed. If it's a function, it can only cross in exactly 1 spot. Since it crosses in 2 spots, this is not a function. A circle is not a function. It is a relation, but not a function. Let's look at part B. Part B is a graph that you'll be looking at later on this year. That's called a parabola. And a parabola, let's see if that's a function. We're going to draw a vertical line straight up and down, and it crosses in 1 spot. We could draw a vertical line straight up and down here, crosses in 1 spot. Same here, same here. Anywhere where you draw the vertical line on this graph, it's going to cross in exactly 1 spot. That means that this is, yes, a function because it passes the vertical line test. Taking a look at part C, another graph that you'll be looking at this year, this is called a piecewise function. Now again, we want to see if this graph has a vertical line we could draw that crosses in more than 1 spot. Just once. Ooh, what about right here? And if you're thinking that it crosses twice there, think one more time. Because remember, we just came off of the chapter where we graphed inequalities with opened and closed circles. Similarly, with open and closed circles on a graph, this one includes that point, but this one's like a big hula hoop. And so this line hits that point, but then goes through the hula hoop. So it doesn't really hit this point down here. So it still only crosses at 1 spot up here. And then anywhere we draw the vertical line up here, it's only going to cross in 1 spot. So this actually is a function. This is, yes, a function because it passes the vertical line test. Again, it only crosses this spot once because it doesn't hit the open circle. It goes through the open circle. And finally, we have 5 different points on this graph. And a lot of people are tempted to connect the dots. But this is not connect the dots class. This is algebra class. So we are not going to connect those dots. Not no way, not no how. We are going to just look at those dots. And we're going to draw a vertical line up and down each one of those dots. Do I hit another point when I go through that point? No. Do I hit another point when I go through this one? No. This one, good. This one, good. This one, good. If I were to extend those vertical lines, I would never hit another point going up or down. So this, therefore, is a function. Yes, this is a function. So now we've looked at 4 different graphs and how to determine if a graph was a function by using something called the vertical line test. If this video helped you out, click on the thumbs up below. Now you're ready to go on to the next lesson in Chapter 1. And I'm looking forward to seeing you there. Thank you for watching.